The boardroom door slammed shut behind Easton Thompson as his father's words echoed like a gunshot. The CEO position goes to your cousin, Mark. He's the right fit for our traditional values. Easton stood frozen, his heart pounding, the weight of betrayal crashing over him like a tidal wave. He'd poured 15 years into Thompson Industries, only to be sidelined because his love for another man didn't align with the family's legacy. In that instant, the polished oak table where he'd negotiated multimillion-dollar deals felt like a trap, and the family portraits lining the walls mocked him with their stern, heteronormative stares. Easton stumbled out of the New York City headquarters, the bustling streets of Manhattan blurring as he fought back tears. He'd always known his sexuality was a whisper in the family, tolerated but never embraced. Growing up in the affluent suburbs of Connecticut, he'd hidden his crushes on boys during high school football games, channeling his energy into academics and the family business. His father, Robert Thompson, a self-made tycoon in manufacturing, had groomed him from childhood, internships, MBA from Wharton, rising through the ranks. But now, at 35, it all unraveled. Mark, his straight, married cousin with 2 kids, was the safe choice. Traditional, reliable, not like Easton, who lived quietly with his partner, Ryan, in a Brooklyn loft. That evening, Easton paced their apartment, the skyline twinkling outside the floor-to-ceiling windows. Ryan, a graphic designer with kind eyes and a disarming smile, wrapped his arms around him. "They can't do this to you," Ryan said, his voice steady but laced with anger. "You've built half that company." Easton pulled away, his mind racing. Was this discrimination? Could he sue? But the thought of dragging his family through court twisted his gut. They were blood, after all. His mother, Elena, had always been the buffer, sending covert birthday cards to Ryan, whispering support during holidays. Yet even she had stayed silent in the meeting, her eyes averted. The conflict tore at him, loyalty to the empire that defined his identity versus the truth of who he was. Over the next days, whispers spread through the office. Colleagues avoided his gaze in the elevator, and emails piled up with congratulations to Mark. Easton buried himself in work, but every spreadsheet reminded him of the betrayal. He recalled the family dinners where his father preached about passing the torch to someone who upholds our values. Values that apparently didn't include him. One night, unable to sleep, Easton scrolled through old photos. Him and Ryan at Pride, discreetly in the back. Vacations in Provincetown where they could hold hands without judgment. Ryan had proposed last year, a quiet moment on a beach in the Hamptons, but Easton had hesitated, fearing family backlash. Now, that hesitation felt like a premonition. The pressure mounted when Mark called a staff meeting. Standing at the podium, Mark outlined his vision. "We'll focus on family-oriented growth, appealing to traditional markets." Easton's stomach churned. It was code for conservatism, a subtle dig at his life. After the meeting, Mark pulled him aside. "No hard feelings, cuz Dad just wants stability." Easton forced a smile, but inside, rage simmered. Stability? He'd stabilized the company through the recession, innovating supply chains that saved millions. That night, over dinner with Ryan, Easton confessed his doubts. "Maybe I should just quit, start over." Ryan nodded, but his eyes held worry. "What about us? This could tear everything apart." Easton squeezed his hand, the touch a lifeline in the storm. But deep down, he knew the choice loomed. Fight for his place or walk away, paying the price of isolation. As weeks passed, the internal war escalated. Easton's performance slipped. He snapped at subordinates, missed deadlines. His therapist urged him to confront his father, but the idea terrified him. Robert was a pillar, stern, unyielding, a product of old-school America where men married women and built dynasties. Elena called one evening, her voice trembling. "Your father loves you, Easton, but the board, they worry about image." Image. The word stung. Was he just a PR risk? That conversation ignited something, a spark of defiance. He began documenting emails, performance reviews, anything to build a case. Yet, the moral quandary gnawed. Was exposing the family's bigotry worth destroying them? Ryan stood by him, but cracks appeared. "I can't watch you destroy yourself," Ryan said during a heated argument. "If you stay silent, what does that say about us?" Easton lashed out, accusing Ryan of not understanding family ties. The words hung heavy, a first wound in their relationship. Alone in the guest room that night, Easton stared at the ceiling, questioning every decision. Had he hidden too long? Sacrificed his authenticity for approval? The answers eluded him, but the tension built, promising an explosion. The explosion came at the annual family gala in the Hamptons. Crystal chandeliers glittered over tuxedoed guests, but Easton felt like an intruder in his own world. Robert raised a toast. "To Mark, our future leader." Applause thundered, but Easton's clap was hollow. He cornered his father in the study afterward, the ocean waves crashing outside like his turbulent thoughts. "Why me out? Because I'm gay." Robert's face hardened. "It's not that simple. The investors want reliability. A family man." The euphemism cut deep. Easton was family, but not the right kind. He stormed out, the confrontation leaving him raw, exposed. Back in the city, the fallout rippled. Siblings called, his sister supportive but distant, his brother echoing their father's line. "Don't rock the boat, Easton." But the boat was already sinking for him. At work, Mark implemented changes, conservative ad campaigns, partnerships with traditional firms. Easton watched his innovative projects shelved, his voice marginalized in meetings. The demotion wasn't official, but it felt like one. He confided in a trusted colleague, Lisa, who revealed whispers of boardroom homophobia. They fear backlash from clients in the heartland. It fueled his anger, but also doubt. Was he paranoid? Or was this systemic? Ryan pushed for action. File a complaint. Discrimination is illegal. They researched late into nights, poring over EOC guidelines. But Easton hesitated, the ethical dilemma paralyzing him. Suing meant war against blood, potentially bankrupting the company his grandfather built. Instead, he chose subtlety, leaking anonymous tips to industry blogs about nepotism at Thompson. The stories gained traction, painting Mark as unqualified. Guilt gnawed, but so did justice. One evening, Ryan found him staring at his laptop. "Is this revenge or right?" Easton didn't answer, the line blurring. The betrayal deepened when Elena visited. Tearful, she admitted, "I tried to sway him, but he thinks you'll change someday." Change? The word ignited fury. Easton exploded. "I'm not broken." She left in tears, the rift widening. That night, Ryan held him as he sobbed, but tension simmered. Ryan had his own pressures. His progressive family questioned why Easton tolerated this. "Are you ashamed of us?" The accusation stung, forcing Easton to confront his internalized shame. He'd always downplayed their relationship at family events, introducing Ryan as a friend. Now it backfired. High stakes mounted at a crucial investor meeting. Mark fumbled a presentation Easton had prepared, crediting himself. Easton interrupted. "Actually, that's my strategy." The room tensed, Mark's glare venomous. Later, Mark confronted him. "Stay in your lane, or you're out." The threat crystallized the choice, submit or fight. Easton chose fight, rallying allies in the company. Secret meetings in coffee shops, building a coalition against the old guard. But leaks backfired. Robert accused him of sabotage. "You're tearing us apart." The phone call ended in shouts. A bridge burned. Ryan's patience frayed. During a romantic dinner meant to reconnect, it devolved into argument. "I love you, but this is consuming you." Us. Easton promised change, but doubt lingered. He began therapy sessions alone, unpacking decades of suppression. The therapist probed, "What price are you willing to pay for acceptance?" The question haunted him. As the company's stock dipped amid rumors, Easton faced a moral crossroads. Escalate or retreat? He opted for escalation, drafting a resignation letter with demands, equality or exposure. The turning point came via an unexpected ally. His uncle, a silent board member. "Your father's wrong. but family first. The advice conflicted, pulling Easton between loyalty and self-respect. That night, alone while Ryan visited friends, Easton weighed the costs. Betraying his truth meant losing himself. Betraying family meant isolation. The decision loomed, tension coiling like a spring. The spring uncoiled at a board emergency session. Easton presented evidence of his contributions versus Mark's inexperience, subtly hinting at bias. Merit over tradition. Whispers erupted. Some nodded, others scowled. Robert adjourned abruptly, pulling Easton aside. "This ends now. Apologize or leave." The ultimatum shattered him, choose family empire or authenticity. He walked out, heart racing. The city lights a blur of uncertainty. Home offered no solace. Ryan waited, eyes searching. What happened? Easton collapsed, recounting the standoff. Ryan's support wavered. "If you back down, I'm not sure I can stay." The words landed like a blow, exposing fractures in their bond. Easton had always prioritized work, neglecting dates, anniversaries. Now, the neglect threatened everything. They argued deep into the night. Ryan accusing him of cowardice, Easton defending his caution. "You don't get it. They're my blood." Dawn broke with uneasy truce, but seeds of doubt sprouted. Social pressures amplified. Friends in the LGBTQ community urged protest. "Out them! It's 2026, not the Stone Age." But Easton feared backlash, lost clients, family ostracism. He attended a support group in Chelsea, sharing his story anonymously. Hearing others' tales of rejection stirred empathy, but also resolve. One man spoke of suing his employer. The pain was worth the freedom. Inspired, Easton consulted a lawyer discreetly. "Strong case for discrimination," she said. The path tempted, but ethics clashed. Destroy the family business for personal gain? Mark's retaliation escalated. He reassigned Easton's team, isolating him. Colleagues defected, fearing reprisal. Lisa warned, "They're painting you as disloyal." The isolation deepened Easton's inner turmoil. Nights blurred into therapy homework, journaling fears, meditating on self-worth. Ryan joined a session, voicing frustrations. "I feel like a secret." The revelation hit Easton, his hesitation hurt Ryan too. They recommitted, planning a weekend getaway to reconnect. In the Catskills, amid autumn leaves, they talked openly. "I want to marry you," Easton said. Ryan smiled, but cautioned. "Only if you're free." Back in reality, family intervened. His sister hosted a reconciliation dinner in Connecticut. Tensions simmered over roast beef. Robert defended, "It's business, not personal." Easton challenged, "My life is personal." Elena mediated, but Mark sneered, "Grow up. Not everyone gets a trophy." The evening ended in chaos, Easton leaving early. Ryan picked him up, silent drive home heavy with unspoken fears. The moral quagmire deepened when an investor pulled out, citing internal drama. Blame fell on Easton. Guilt consumed him. Was he selfish? He confided in Ryan, "Maybe I should concede." Ryan exploded. "And live a lie? For what?" The fight peaked, Ryan storming out. Alone, Easton reflected on sacrifices. Years of hiding, missed opportunities for joy. Dawn brought clarity he couldn't concede. He called Ryan, apologizing. They reconciled tearfully, but the strain lingered. As high tide approached, Easton faced a pivotal choice. Leaks intensified. Media sniffed around. Robert called, pleading, "Stop this madness." Easton hung up, heart heavy. The price of truth. Fractured family, strained love. But retreating meant erasure. Tension peaked, ready to burst. The burst came via a viral article. Homophobia in corporate America? Insider claims at Thompson Industries. Easton hadn't leaked it, but suspicion fell on him. Robert's call was furious. "You did this." Denial fell on deaf ears. The board convened virtually. Accusations flew. Mark demanded his ouster. "He's toxic." Easton defended virtually. It's truth, not toxicity. The vote loomed, stay or go. In the interim, media hounded him, paparazzi at his door. Privacy shattered, the cost of visibility steep. Ryan bore the brunt, fielding calls from worried friends. "This is insane," he said, packing a bag. "I need space." The separation gutted Easton. Had his fight cost his love? Days blurred in solitude, questioning every move. Was confrontation worth this? Therapy offered perspective. Conflict births growth. But growth hurt. Family cut ties. Elena's texts stopped. Isolation enveloped him, a heavy price for authenticity. Betrayal struck deeper when Lisa confessed, "I leaked it. For you." Shock turned to anger, her help endangered everything. "You crossed a line." The alliance fractured, trust eroded. Mark capitalized, spreading rumors of Easton's instability. Stock plummeted. Layoffs loomed. Guilt weighed, workers suffered for his war. Moral ambiguity tormented, righteous fight or selfish vendetta. Ryan returned after a week, conflicted. "I support you, but this chaos." They navigated therapy together, unpacking resentments. Ryan admitted fears. "What if we lose everything?" Easton vowed balance, but actions lagged. A public interview tempted, expose all. He declined, fearing escalation. Instead, he met Robert privately in a neutral cafe. Tears flowed. "Why can't you accept me?" Robert softened. "I do, but the world." Excuses rang hollow. No resolution, just more pain. Social backlash intensified. Conservative clients boycotted. Progressive ones applauded. Easton became a reluctant symbol invited to panels. He spoke at one in D.C., voice shaking. Discrimination hides in tradition. Applause empowered, but exhaustion followed. Home. Ryan waited with dinner. "Proud of you." A tender moment, but undercurrents pulled. Mark's next move. A lawsuit threat for defamation. Panic set in, legal battles could ruin him. The ultimate confrontation. Family mediation in a lawyer's office. Accusations peaked. Robert blaming Easton's lifestyle. Easton retorting bigotry. Mark smirked. Elena wept. No agreement. Easton walked, resolve hardening. That night, Ryan issued an ultimatum. "Choose us over this fight." Torn, Easton pondered the trade-off. Love versus justice. Sleep evaded, dawn bringing no answers. Tension crested, demanding resolution. Resolution fractured further at the court filing. Easton sued for discrimination. Papers served. Media exploded. Heir sues family empire over gay bias. Robert's response. Disownment letter. "You're no longer welcome." The words seared, a lifetime bond severed. Easton stared at the paper, numbness giving way to grief. The price. Family lost, identity affirmed. Ryan stood firm initially, but strain showed. This is war now. Arguments escalated, Ryan wanting normalcy, Easton driven by principle. One fight ended with Ryan leaving again. Call when you're done destroying. Alone, Easton faced depositions, reliving humiliations. Witnesses waffled. Mark perjured subtly. Ethical lines blurred. Easton omitted Lisa's leak to protect her. Was winning worth moral compromise? Social isolation deepened. Friends distanced. Invitations dried. At a bar, strangers recognized him. Hero or traitor? The duality tormented. Therapy delved. What's your endgame? Easton realized. Not victory, but validation. But costs mounted, legal fees drained savings. Stress aged him. Ryan returned. Weary. I miss us. They tried rebuilding, dates, counseling. But ghosts lingered. A twist. Elena testified for him secretly. My son deserves equality. The act redeemed her, but fractured her marriage. Robert's fury. Divorce papers. Easton's actions rippled, destroying more than intended. Guilt crushed. Was he the villain? Mark offered settlement. Resignation, silence for cash. Tempting, but Easton refused. Truth over truce. The trial loomed, tension unbearable. Ryan's support wavered. If you lose, what then? Easton pondered defeat's price. Bankruptcy, broken spirit. Victory's cost, irreparable family. In a pivotal moment, he called Robert. End this. Pleas fell flat. Court day arrived. Testimonies raw. Easton on stand. I loved that company, but not more than myself. Jury deliberated. Verdict pending. In limbo, Easton and Ryan confronted truths. I've hurt you, Easton admitted. Ryan nodded. But I've stayed. Reconciliation tentative, built on scars. As judgment neared, Easton weighed sacrifices. Love tested, family shattered, self-awakened. The gavel's fall would seal fates. The gavel fell. Jury ruled discrimination, awarding damages. Thompson Industries reeled. Stock tanked. Easton's victory tasted bitter. Headlines cheered, but family imploded. Robert retired in disgrace. Mark resigned. Elena reached out, proud, but heartbroken. Reconciliation, distant dream. Easton left the courthouse. Rain slicking Manhattan streets, a hollow triumph. Rebuilding began slowly. He started a consulting firm, focusing on inclusive businesses. Clients flocked, drawn to his story. But scars remained, therapy ongoing, trust rebuilding. Ryan proposed again, this time Easton said yes. Their wedding in Central Park. Intimate, defiant. Friends attended. Family absent. Joy mingled with sorrow, the price of freedom evident. Social impact rippled. Easton advocated, speaking at conferences. Change demands sacrifice. Debates sparked. Some lauded, others vilified. He mentored young LGBTQ professionals, sharing lessons. Authenticity's cost is high, but silence's is higher. Ryan's design career flourished. Their Brooklyn life stabilized. Yet, nights brought doubts. Was destruction necessary? Years passed. The firm thrived. A chance encounter with Mark at a conference. Awkward nods, no words. Elena visited occasionally, bridging gaps. Robert, silent. Easton reflected on choices. Confrontation over complacency, truth over tradition. Wounds healed, but echoes lingered. In quiet moments, Easton pondered the journey. From betrayal to awakening. The decisions, damages, discoveries shaped him. But one question lingered, sparking endless debate. Was fighting family for personal truth a heroic act or a selfish betrayal?